When most people think of software engineering interviews, they imagine technical coding challenges, algorithm puzzles, and whiteboard sessions. While technical ability is absolutely essential, many companies place equal importance on behavioral interviews. These interviews are designed to evaluate how you think, how you work with others, and how you respond to challenges in the workplace. After all, being a successful software engineer isn't only about writing great code. It's also about problem solving, teamwork, adaptability, and communication. Behavioral interviews focus on your past experiences to predict how you'll handle future situations. Employers want to know whether you can manage deadlines, work through conflicts, lead projects, and collaborate across teams. The questions may seem simple at first, but the way you answer them can reveal a lot about your professionalism and approach to problem solving. In this guide, we'll go through some of the most common software engineer behavioral interview questions, along with sample answers and helpful tips, so you can prepare with confidence. Question 1. Tell me about a time you faced a major challenge on a project. Answer. One time, I was working on a project where the deadline was unexpectedly moved up by 2 weeks. Our team needed to reprioritize tasks quickly. I suggested breaking the project into smaller deliverables and focused on delivering a minimum viable product first. By coordinating with the product manager and dividing tasks clearly among team members, we were able to meet the deadline without sacrificing core functionality. Tip: use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Employers want to hear not just what happened, but how you solved it. Question 2. Describe a time when you had a conflict with a colleague. How did you handle it? Answer. In one project, a teammate and I disagreed on which technology stack to use. Instead of letting the disagreement escalate, I suggested we create a small prototype using each approach and evaluate the pros and cons with the team. This objective analysis helped us make a data-driven decision, and it reduced tension. In the end, the approach we chose worked well, and we both felt heard. Tip: show that you can handle disagreements respectfully and focus on collaboration, not confrontation. Question 3. Can you give an example of when you made a mistake at work? Answer. During a deployment, I forgot to check a configuration file, which caused a minor outage for a short period. As soon as I realized, I informed my team lead, rolled back the changes, and restored service quickly. Afterward, I suggested implementing a pre-deployment checklist and automated configuration validation to prevent similar issues in the future. It was a mistake, but it helped us improve our process. Tip: never say you've never made a mistake. Show accountability, and most importantly, explain how you learned from it. Question 4. Tell me about a time you had to quickly learn a new technology. Answer. On one project, the client requested integration with a technology I wasn't familiar with. I dedicated time after work to complete online tutorials and read documentation. I also reached out to a colleague who had experience with it and asked for guidance. Within a week, I was able to implement the integration successfully, and the client was impressed with the results. Tip: employers value adaptability. Show that you're willing to learn quickly and aren't intimidated by new tools. Question 5. Describe a time when you had to work under pressure. Answer. We once had a production issue right before a product launch. The system was experiencing unexpected slowdowns, and the deadline was tight. I stayed calm, worked with the operations team to isolate the problem, and identified a poorly optimized query. By fixing it and running additional performance tests, we ensured the launch went smoothly. It was stressful, but staying focused helped me deliver results. Tip: highlight resilience and problem solving. Employers want to see you can handle high-pressure environments without panicking. Question 6. Give an example of how you've contributed to a team's success. Answer. In a past project, I noticed that communication gaps were slowing us down. I proposed holding short daily stand-ups and setting up a shared Kanban board to track tasks. This improved our visibility, reduced duplicate work, and boosted team morale. The project ended up being completed ahead of schedule, and the team kept using those practices afterward. Tip: show initiative. Even small contributions that improve team performance can make a big impact in an interview. Question 7. Tell me about a time when you disagreed with your manager. Answer. There was a situation where my manager wanted to prioritize adding new features, while I felt it was more important to fix critical bugs. Instead of refusing, I presented data showing how the bugs were affecting user satisfaction and increasing support tickets. My manager appreciated the data-driven approach and agreed to shift resources toward bug fixes first. This helped improve the product's stability. Tip: frame disagreements as professional discussions. Emphasize respect and solutions based on evidence. Question 8. Describe a time you had to mentor or guide a junior developer. Answer. A junior developer on my team was struggling with code reviews. I scheduled one-on-one sessions with them, where we walked through their code and I explained best practices. Instead of just correcting errors, I focused on helping them understand the reasoning behind changes. Over time, their confidence grew and their code quality improved significantly. Tip: many employers value mentorship. Show patience, empathy, and leadership skills. Question 9. Can you share a time when you took initiative without being asked? Answer. While working on a project, I noticed that our build times were getting slower, which frustrated the team. Without being asked, I researched optimization techniques and implemented parallel builds. This reduced build times by 40%, saving the team hours each week. My manager recognized the impact, and the whole team appreciated the improvement. Tip: initiative shows leadership potential. Employers like candidates who don't just do what's asked but go beyond. Question 10. Tell me about a time when you had to deliver difficult news. Answer. I once discovered that a project feature we were working on wasn't technically feasible within the given timeline. Instead of avoiding the conversation, I prepared a clear explanation and proposed alternatives. I presented this to the product manager and suggested prioritizing features that would deliver the most value within the deadline. While it wasn't easy, the team appreciated the honesty and the practical solutions. Tip: communication is key. Show that you can be honest but also constructive when delivering bad news. Question 11. How do you stay motivated during long or repetitive tasks? Answer. When working on repetitive tasks like data migration or debugging, I keep myself motivated by setting small goals and celebrating progress. I also look for ways to automate parts of the process to make it more efficient. This keeps me focused and helps me maintain energy even during less exciting parts of a project. Tip: employers like candidates who stay productive and look for efficiency improvements. Question 12. Give an example of working in a diverse team. Answer. In one project, I worked with a globally distributed team. We had different time zones, cultures, and communication styles. To make collaboration smooth, I suggested rotating meeting times so no single group was always inconvenienced. I also made sure to document discussions clearly for those who couldn't attend. These efforts build stronger teamwork and respect across the team. Tip: diversity is important. Highlight cultural sensitivity and adaptability in teamwork. Question 13. Tell me about a time when you had to manage multiple priorities. Answer. While working on a sprint, I had to handle feature development, bug fixes, and urgent customer requests. I listed out all tasks, discussed priorities with my manager, and created a schedule that balanced immediate fixes with long-term goals. By communicating openly with stakeholders, I ensured no one was left in the dark and the most important work got done first. Tip: show organization and communication. Employers want engineers who can juggle multiple responsibilities effectively. Question 14. Describe a situation where you helped improve a process. Answer. In one project, I noticed that our code review process was inconsistent, leading to delays. I proposed a standardized checklist and suggested using automated linting tools to catch minor errors before review. This sped up the process and allowed reviewers to focus on more important feedback. The result was faster delivery and higher code quality. Tip: continuous improvement is highly valued. Show that you look for ways to make processes better. Closing thoughts. Behavioral interview questions are just as important as technical ones in a software engineering interview. Employers aren't only looking for brilliant coders, They want problem solvers, collaborators, and professionals who can thrive under real-world pressures. By preparing thoughtful responses and using real examples from your past, you can show that you're not only skilled but also adaptable and reliable. The key is to remember the STAR method and focus on outcomes. Always explain what you learned and how you grew from each experience. If you demonstrate a balance of technical ability and strong interpersonal skills, you'll leave a lasting impression and increase your chances of landing the software engineering role you want.